Welcome to the Daily Shift story. Today's story is one that will stay with you long after it ends. It's about love, loss, betrayal, and one man's fight for justice. So sit back, open your heart, and watch this powerful tale unfold. Trust me, you won't forget it. Asterisk, this is a story that will touch your heart and bring tears to your eyes. It's about a young woman whose wedding falls apart in the most painful way, leaving her alone and broken. But what happens next is something you'll never forget. Long ago, at the base of a mountain called Kali Pahati, there was a small village named Chandranagar. The landlord of that village, Virnath Singh, sat in his large mansion, deep in thought. His eyes were full of greed. He had come up with a wicked plan. Today is Gangadhar's daughter's wedding. He muttered to himself, "This is the perfect time. If things go my way, I'll take his land, his house, even his dowry. I'll own everything." Virnath called for his clerk, Regapati, and a few thugs, then made his way to Gangadhar's house. The village was full of celebration, music played, people danced, and joy filled the air. But suddenly, the music stopped. Word spread that Virnath Singh had arrived. People looked at each other, worried. Why would the landlord come to a wedding? Was it a bad sign? Gangadhar, the bride's father, came out nervously to greet him. He folded his hands and said, "It's an honor that you came to my daughter's wedding, sir." Virnath smiled, but there was cruelty in his eyes. "Gangadhar, this wedding is looking grand. But have you thought about what will happen when everything you own is gone? How will you repay the debt you owe me?" Gangadhar was confused. "Debt? What debt? I've never taken anything from you." Virnath laughed loudly. "Oh, now you want to play innocent. Don't you remember? 5 years ago, you borrowed 50 gold coins from me." Gangadhar shook his head. "That never happened." Virnath motioned to his clerk. "Raghupati, show him the book." Raghupati opened the ledger and handed it to a young man nearby, who began to read. "I, Gangadhar of Chandranagar, declare that I borrowed 50 gold coins from Virnath Singh and agreed to repay them in 6 months. If not, my land and property will belong to him." Gangadhar's face turned pale. "This is a lie. I never signed this." Virnath stepped forward. "Is this not your name and your fingerprint?" Gangadhar protested. "How can you prove that's my fingerprint?" "I thought you might say that," Virnath said, smirking. "That's why I brought Kotwal Sarimal with me." The officer examined the document. "Gangadhar, please place your fingerprint again." With shaking hands, Gangadhar pressed his finger on the page. After comparing both prints, the cook said, "They match. This is real." Gasps filled the room. Virnath smiled. His trap had worked. Gangadhar's chest tightened. His breath became short. He collapsed to the floor. Someone screamed, "He's not breathing." Gangadhar had died. On the spot, just minutes ago, there was music, laughter, and celebration. Now there was silence, shock, and mourning. The groom's father stood up and said coldly, "We will not let our son marry the daughter of a man who died in debt. Let's go." And just like that, the wedding procession left. The bride was left behind. As the crowd went home in silence, a young man named Ajay Singh sat by the river, lost in thought. Poor Gangadhar, he said to himself, he didn't deserve this. What will become of his daughter now? Who will marry her? Suddenly, he heard a splash. Someone had jumped into the river. Without thinking, Ajay jumped in and pulled the person out. To his shock, it was the bride, still in her wedding clothes. The girl burst into tears. "Why did you save me?" she cried. "You should have let me drown." Ajay gently held her shoulder. "Why would you want to die?" she sobbed. "Because my wedding was canceled in front of the whole village. My father is gone. I have no one left. What's the point of living?" Ajay looked into her eyes and said calmly, "You are not alone. I will stand by you. I will marry you. Come with me to my home." Sumitra looked at him with disbelief, but she saw hope in his eyes. She nodded silently and followed him. Back in the village, Virnath told everyone he would take care of Gangadhar's final rites, but people weren't fooled. They whispered, "He just wants to claim Gangadhar's land now." An old man spat on the ground and said, "This man won't find peace even in hell." Meanwhile, at Ajay's home, his mother, Ganga Devi, was shocked to see him arrive with Sumitra. "Who is this girl?" "My son?" she asked. Ajay looked down and said softly, "She is your daughter-in-law." Ganga Devi's eyes widened. "When did you get married?" Ajay told her everything. Her eyes filled with tears. She hugged Sumitra and said, "You saved a life. God bless you." She arranged a small, simple wedding for them at home. That night, Ajay smiled and said, "In our tradition, a bride receives a gift on the wedding night. Tell me, what do you want?" Sumitra looked at him, pain on her face, but strength in her voice. "I want justice. I want that cruel landlord to pay for what he did to my father." Ajay's face became serious. "Tell me everything," she explained. How Veernath had been stealing from poor farmers for years. How he forged documents and threatened people. She also told him that Veernath's wife, Ramadevi, was a good woman who wanted to help others, but Veernath never allowed her. Ajay made a plan. He went to his mother and said, "Do we have any gold coins?" Ganga Devi nodded. "Yes, I've saved some. Please give them to me. I need them to punish that monster." Seeing his determination, she handed him a pouch with 152 gold coins. Ajay disguised himself as a holy man and started traveling. He reached Ramsar village, right outside Veernath's mansion, and sat quietly, chanting like a sage. Ramadevi noticed him and brought food with respect. The sage smiled and placed a gold coin in her bowl. She gasped when she saw it and told Veernath everything. For the first time in his life, Veernath was curious about a holy man. He started feeding the sage daily. Each time, the sage gave him a gold coin. After 15 days, Veernath asked, "Where do you get these coins from?" "I have a divine power," Ajay replied calmly. "I can make gold." Veernath's eyes widened. "Can you teach me this power?" "I've never taught anyone," Ajay said, "but your devotion touches me. I'll teach you. Come to the cave on Kali Pahadi, on the full moon night. Come alone." Veernath agreed. On that night, Veernath entered the dark cave, eager to learn the secret. But inside, Ajay was waiting. He grabbed Veernath and tied him up tightly. "What are you doing?" Veernath screamed. "You promised to teach me." Ajay pulled off his disguise. "I am Ajay Singh, husband of the girl you left standing at her wedding. Son-in-law of the man you murdered with your lies." Veernath trembled. Ajay slapped him. "You destroyed lives for your greed. Today, you will pay." Veernath begged for mercy. Ajay said, "I won't kill you. Not because you don't deserve it, but because your wife is a good woman. Now tell me where the stolen documents and gold are hidden." Veernath confessed everything. Ajay said, "You'll stay here in this cave hungry, thirsty, and alone. That's your punishment. I'll go fix the mess you created." Ajay returned to the mansion, still dressed as the sage. Ramadevi was worried. Sick, she begged him to help her husband. Ajay said, "If you want to save him, burn every document he used to steal from the poor. Give away the wealth. Only then will your husband be freed." Ramadevi agreed. She burned the papers and handed out gold to the villagers. Then she asked the sage to please save her husband. Ajay went back to the cave. Veernath was half conscious, weak and broken. Ajay said, "Your wife gave up everything. The farmers have their land. Your thugs ran away. You are no longer a landlord. You are nothing." Then he untied him. "You are free," Ajay said. "But remember, if you ever oppress anyone again, I will return." Veernath fell to the ground in tears. Ajay returned home to Sumitra. The villagers welcomed him as a hero. They made him their leader. Justice had returned to Chandra Garh. As for Veernath, he left the village and lived the rest of his life in the forest as a wandering sage, trying to repent for his sins. Ajay and Sumitra lived a peaceful, happy life. That courage and goodness can change even the darkest of fates. And that was today's story of a broken bride, a brave young man, and a greedy landlord, where justice wasn't won with violence, but with truth, courage, and kindness. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to the Daily Shift Story. And tell us in the comments, would you have the strength to stand up for someone like Ajay did? We'll see you soon with another powerful, real-life inspired story. Until then, stay kind, stay strong.